but I know this land. I just need a chance.
March 31st, 1993, Wilmington, North Carolina. Brandon Lee is filming his death scene for The Crow. A prop gun is pointed at his chest. The director calls action. The gun fires. Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, collapses for real. He will die 12 hours later. They kept the footage. The movie was released anyway. He's not the only one. From silent films to modern blockbusters, cameras have captured actors' actual final moments. Some productions shut down forever. Others finished the film and released it. This is 10 actors who died while the camera was rolling. Number 1 might surprise you. Number 10, Vic Morrow. Indian Dunes, California, 2:20 in the morning. Vic Morrow is wading through a river carrying 2 child actors while explosions detonate around them for Twilight Zone, the movie. A helicopter hovers overhead with cameras rolling, capturing the Vietnam War scene unfolding below. The explosions are too close. The helicopter loses control and the rotor blades come down. Vic Morrow is decapitated on camera. Both children, Micah Dinlay and Renee Shinyi Chen, are killed instantly, while the cameras captured everything. Director John Landis was charged with involuntary manslaughter but was acquitted, though Hollywood would never be the same. This single death changed child labor laws forever.
The court believes that a crime, to wit, involuntary manslaughter, was in fact committed by certain principals.
Number 9, Jon-Erik Hexum. Between takes on the set of Cover Up, Jon-Erik Hexum is bored. He's a 26-year-old rising star with model looks, playing a male model turned CIA agent. Right now, he's just waiting around between scenes. He picks up the .44 Magnum prop gun loaded with blanks. "Let's see if I've got one for me," he jokes, putting the gun to his temple and pulling the trigger. The blank doesn't fire a bullet, but the explosive force at point-blank range drives a quarter-sized piece of his skull into his brain.
A full-loaded .44 blank could kill somebody.
He thought blanks were harmless and was dead 6 days later. His organs were donated, and his heart still beats in someone else's chest today.
I spent nearly my entire life in this country. And now people look at me and see a foreigner.
Number 8, Paul Mantz. Paul Mantz is a legend, the greatest stunt pilot in Hollywood history with over 200 films under his belt. He's 61 years old when he takes on The Flight of the Phoenix, flying a plane that's cobbled together and built specifically to look like it barely flies, because it barely does. Buttercup Valley, Arizona. First take. The plane comes in low for a crash sequence. Too low, and the landing gear catches a small hill. The plane cartwheels and disintegrates in seconds, while 3 cameras capture the entire crash. Paul Mantz dies instantly, and they used the footage in the film anyway. Number 7, Martha Mansfield. She's standing in her Civil War costume between takes on the set of The Warrens of Virginia, a silent film being shot in San Antonio, Texas. Martha Mansfield is 24 years old when a cast member near her lights a match, and a spark lands on her dress. The fabric, treated with chemicals to look authentic on camera, ignites immediately. She's engulfed in flames within. Seconds before, a crew member tackles her and wraps her in his coat, but the burns are too severe. She dies the next day, becoming one of the first recorded on-set deaths in cinema history, not the last. Number 6, Red Fox. "I'm coming, Elizabeth. This is the big one." For decades, Red Fox made millions laugh with that bit. Fred Sanford grabbing his chest and faking a heart attack on Sanford and Son. Now he's at Paramount Studios on Stage 31, rehearsing his new sitcom, The Royal Family, at 68 years old. During rehearsal, Red Fox grabs his chest and falls to the floor. The entire cast starts laughing because they think he's doing the bit, classic Red. He's not moving, but they keep laughing until someone finally realizes this is real. By the time paramedics arrive, it's too late, and he dies hours later. His most famous joke became his final moment.
"Oh, this is a big one. You hear that, Elizabeth? I'm coming to join you, honey."
Before we get to the top 5, I want to hear from you. These stories are insane, and some of them I couldn't believe when I researched them. Drop a comment below. Which one shocked you the most so far? And where are you watching from? We've got people tuning in from Texas to Tokyo, Manchester to Melbourne. Number 5, Roy Kinnear. The horse is supposed to be gentle. Roy Kinnear has been riding it all week on the set of The Return of the Musketeers in Spain. He's not an experienced rider, just a comedic actor doing a simple scene, a river crossing. The horse stumbles. Roy Kinnear falls and hits the ground hard. hard. The crew rushes over to find him conscious but in pain with internal injuries. They get him to a hospital where he dies the next day from a broken pelvis and internal bleeding. Director Richard Lester blamed himself for years, while Kinnear's widow sued the production and the case settled. The film was released anyway, dedicated to his memory, but Lester never directed another movie again. Number 4. Tyrone Power. He's in the middle of a sword-fighting scene for Solomon and Sheba, one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, handsome and athletic at 44 years old. The duel is choreographed, rehearsed, not dangerous. Tyrone Power collapses mid-scene, massive heart attack, dead within minutes. The production shuts down before a decision is made. They've already spent millions, so they're going to finish the film. Yul Brynner is brought in to replace him, and every single scene Tyrone Power filmed is reshot from scratch. When you watch Solomon and Sheba, you're watching a ghost. Months of work, completely erased.
Would rather have surrendered him to another than to see him harmed.
Number 3. John Candy. Durango, Mexico. Wagons East is in production, a Western comedy with John Candy as the star. He goes to sleep in his hotel room one night and never wakes up. Heart attack. He's 43 years old. The film is half finished, and the studio has a choice: shelve it or finish it. They finish it using body doubles, old footage, and digital trickery before CGI was common. The film is released in 1994, where critics destroy it and audiences stay away. But for John Candy, fans, it's the last time they ever see him on screen, even if he wasn't really there for all of it.
But I know this land. I just need a chance.
Number 2. Heath Ledger. Terry Gilliam's The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus is halfway through filming when the call comes. Heath Ledger is dead from an accidental overdose in his New York apartment at 28 years old. The production stops. How do you finish a film when your lead actor is gone? Gilliam makes a creative choice. In the fantasy sequences, when characters enter the magical mirror world, they transform. Johnny Depp, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell step in, each playing a different version of Heath Ledger's character. The film is released in 2009, dedicated to his memory. It's haunting and brilliant, and you can feel the absence in every frame.
My dear, did you not read our sign? We're here to give, not take, my darling.
Number 1. Brandon Lee. Let's go back to where we started. The Crow, March 31st, 1993. Brandon Lee is filming his death scene. Here's what was supposed to happen. A prop gun fires, Brandon's character gets shot, he falls, and they yell, "Cut." Here's what actually happened. The gun had a real bullet fragment lodged in the barrel from a previous scene. When the blank was fired, it propelled the fragment out like a real bullet. Brandon Lee was shot in the abdomen with real blood and a real wound. The crew thought the acting was incredible and kept rolling. By the time they realized something was wrong, it was too late. He died 12 hours later during surgery at 28 years old, just like his father, Bruce Lee, who died mysteriously at age 32. The curse of the Lee family became Hollywood legend. But here's the darkest part. They finished the film using a body double and digital face replacement, then released it anyway. The Crow became a massive cult classic and a gothic masterpiece, with Brandon Lee's final performance genuinely haunting to watch. He plays a man who comes back from the dead to avenge his murder. The irony is almost too much to bear.